All right, let's do it. It is time for the Morning Meowncements. Morning Meowncements on the Nightcat with Nightcat YouTube channel. This is the kitsch-minded morning show where we get you ready for the day. I'm so happy you're here. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Marissa, Lindy, Katie. I'm so happy you're here. Make sure to go say hi in the live chat. That's where those gals are hanging out. Go say hello to me. Doggone T, good morning. Happy Friday to you, dear. I am so excited. We've got a great show coming up. I'm going to get you all caught up on the Morning Mews. I'm going to tell you some of the top headlines so you don't feel behind at work when you're water cooler gossiping. And then I'm going to give you a butterfly update. We're going to talk about some really crazy ways that people have died in the Book of Unusual Knowledge. But before we get into any of that, it is Friday. And one of my favorite things in school was Show and Tell Friday. I loved Show and Tell Friday because you got to bring in all your cool stuff and show it off. But you don't get to do that as an adult, so I decided that I was going to implement something on this show because it's my show. I get to do whatever I want. And I decided that we were going to do Show and Tell here. Now, I'm a big thrifter. I love thrift stores. I live in thrift stores. It's my favorite thing to do. And I come across all sorts of crazy, old, fun, cool, weird stuff. And that's what I want to show you are some of my thrift store finds. So number one, and this is a guy that you might be familiar with. He's been the star of the fish camera for the last week. Boom. So I'm a big Harry Potter collector. And as soon as I saw this at Cobwebs and Collectibles in Murray, I had to have it. It is from 2001. It is 20 years old. It is a spin pop. You know spin pops. You go to the gas station, got a little button, there's a sucker. You push the button, and it does exactly what you believe. It spins the pop. So that way you don't have to tire your hand rotating the sucker around in your mouth. You know, we love our conveniences around here. I can't believe this still works 20 years later. I had to slap a fresh battery in it. But we're good to go, honey. Oh, I just love it so much. Because the thing is, man, I never was into this sort of thing at the gas station because it was like 3 times more than a regular candy bar. So I could either get 3 candy bars or 1 spin pop, and I was just like, listen, I'm doing a cost-benefit analysis here, and I'm telling you that 3 candy bars is better than a sucker and a toy. I have since changed my tune since I was a child because obviously I'm much more into toys now than I was when I was a kid. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, one of a kind. And I like the weird, small Harry Potter stuff like this. Like, other people go out of their way to collect these, like, prop replicas that are, like, hundreds of dollars, and it's ridiculous. I like this cheap garbage. This was $3 at Cobwebs and Collectibles. Just cheap, silly. If there's anything knockoff or counterfeit that wasn't actually licensed, I love that sort of thing. Just cheap garbage. I love cheap garbage. So I saw this, had to have it. And then this is one of my favorite things in the entire world. So my favorite show on television is The Handmaid's Tale. Now, I don't know why, because normally I like comedies, I like sitcoms, I like to laugh, I like to giggle. There's not a lot of like dramas that I like. But every time The Handmaid's Tale is on, it is the only show I watch, aside from 90 Day Fiancé, week by week. I love that show. And it's coming back next week, Wednesday! So I thought I wanted to show you this really cool find from a thrift store out in Heber. This is a first American edition of The Handmaid's Tale printed in the 80s. And it's got this crazy manufacturing defect where the page, so the full page is there, but they left all these extra clippings onto it. So it's kind of hard to see on the stream, I think, but just trust me. Here, I'll show you when I close it. So that right there isn't a torn page that's sticking out. It is literally just extra paper that the cutter messed up. So not only is it a first American edition of the book, it is a misprint. It's a mess up at the manufacturer. So it's cool and unique, and I love it. And you know what the messed up part is? The weekend I found this, I had taken another copy of The Handmaid's Tale on vacation with me to Heber. So I already had a brand new copy that had just been printed, but saw this and I was like, well, it's 75 cents. I'm not taking it. So it's one of my favorite things. It's one of my most prized possessions. I really do just genuinely love this so much. Handmaid's Tale next Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a recap series or something because I have been so excited for this. They pushed it last year. I didn't think we were going to get it. We're finally getting our Handmaid's Tale, baby. And the trailers looks like straight up a horror movie this year. Ugh, so scary. I can't wait. And that is Show and Tell Friday. All right. Let's move on then to the Morning Mews. The Morning Mews is the part of the show where I dig through the top pop culture headlines, and I bring you back some of the good stuff. Let's get started though with Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff, Lizzie McGuire. I love her. I've always just been a huge fan. Remember when she cured homophobia with the "Stop Saying That's So Gay" ad? She was in the store, and there was some girl there, like, looking at a skirt, and she's like, "Is this skirt cute?" And her other friend's like, "Ugh, that's so gay." And Hilary Duff was just like, do you realize how stupid you sound when you say that? Mwah, mwah, mwah. It was a great commercial. I loved it. Because mostly it was Hilary Duff just trashing teenage girls in a boutique. And, I mean, there's nothing I love more than that. I think it's good stuff. Well, Hilary Duff will officially be coming back to television. She will be playing a woman named Sophie in the sequel to How I Met Your Mother. So, here's basically what's going on. How I Met Your Mother ended, and boy, were the fans upset with how it ended, because it turned out the mom was dead all along, and he ended up with Robin anyway. Spoiler alert, you've had like 10 years. I don't know what to tell you. So, Hilary... I don't know. I think it's a bold move to take over a sequel, because first of all, How I Met Your Mother was like the biggest show on TV when it was on. So How I Met Your Father, that she is starring in, is following, trying to fill some huge shoes. But the fans of that show have also kind of been furious ever since that finale. So you, on one hand, have these super fans that are going to be really upset that you're messing with it at all, and on the other hand, you have all of these really upset fans who are going to refuse to watch it just because of how bad that finale was. So I don't know how great a sequel idea to How I Met Your Mother is going to go over, but I really love Hilary Duff, and I'll watch How I Met Your Father. I think it'll be very interesting to see it from a lady's perspective. So if you don't know How I Met Your Mother, basically it starts by the narrator sitting down his kids and telling them how he met their mother, and then it flashes back to the stories that he's telling them. And that's the same idea with How I Met Your Father. She's going to be in the future telling her kids, this is how I met your father in the year 2021. So it'll flash back to our current times. So it's going to be her and her friends trying to navigate online dating, which is never a good idea. I don't know. I think it'll be really fun. I know not everyone's going to be in love with the idea, but I think it'll be cool. All right, Justin Bieber recently accompanied his pastor to a California prison to go speak to the faith-based group out there. So Justin Bieber, if you don't know, ever since he got married, he cleaned up his act, he has been really involved with his faith. He's been going to Kanye's Christian services, all this stuff. Bieber's a really devout Christian. So he went out to the prison to play an acoustic set for their faith group, and he did the song Lonely. Now let me just read you some of the lyrics to Lonely, because I definitely think it was a good choice for prison. He says, everybody knows my past now, like my house was always made of glass, and maybe that's the price you pay for the money at an early age. And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a ish. They criticized the thing I did as an idiot kid. I'm so lonely, lonely. I'm so lonely, lonely. And he slowed it down. He was playing the acoustic guitar, and apparently it got really emotional in there, because obviously if you're a prisoner, you haven't had the best life, and you feel invisible, and you feel, thrown aside. And listen, they probably did something pretty bad to get in there, but that doesn't mean they need to get treated horribly for the rest of their lives. So they had that sort of connection with Bieber, and they said that it went really well. Reports are that inmates enjoyed the performance and the sermon that followed afterward when Bieber's pastor got up and performed a sermon. So, I don't know. It's a little Johnny Cash, but it doesn't sound like it was ruckus rock and roll like Johnny Cash at Folsom. It sounds like it was just Justin Bieber there with a guitar, like, hey, everybody, peace and love, bye. Jersey Shore star Ronnie was arrested yesterday for felony domestic violence. So, he got a felony out of it. He posted his $100,000 bail and left in a white Mercedes. Now, there's not a whole lot of information surrounding what happened or even who was involved in the domestic violence dispute, but here's the bad part for Ronnie. Ronnie is already on probation for domestic assault. He beat his last wife or girlfriend. Why? I don't know. I don't know the Jersey Shore very well. But he ended up either beating his wife or girlfriend, and he was on probation for that. And if you commit a felony on probation, you're going to go to jail for the first thing and the second thing. So I suspect that Ronnie will be in prison very soon, and probably for a while. And finally, popular YouTuber Kyle Forgard, who is like super famous on YouTube for pulling off these like extremely intricate grand pranks. He's part of a prank group called the Nelk Boys. He was arrested, on Tuesday for impersonating a mall security guard. Not an officer, not a police officer. He got in trouble for pretending to be Paul Blart Mall Cop. Like, that's the situation. So granted, he got a very similar uniform to what the security guards at this mall wear. He even showed up on his own Segway and was impersonating a security guard. Now, obviously, he's probably out there filming a prank video. And you're not supposed to do that, and malls don't like that, so yeah, they'll kick you out. This mall called the police on him, and he was arrested for impersonating that security guard. No one really knows what the prank was, but he was able to post his bail pretty fast. He didn't spend much time behind bars because his prank group, the Nelk Boys, tweeted, "One of our own got picked up, #FreeKyle." And then #FreeKyle started trending all over Twitter, and it wasn't long before Kyle was out of jail. Listen, man, leave the kid alone. I feel like all the time, old people are just like, ugh, kids never do anything outside anymore. It's like, yeah, because we get arrested for breathing wrong at the park. Are you serious? Like, back in the 50s, you could go out and burn someone's house down and hit a dog and, punch a bartender, and then the cops would just take you home to your mom and call it a night. You can't do that anymore. You get in trouble for literally anything anymore. So no, I'm not going outside. It's dangerous out there. No, thank you. And also, I just, here's this is actually an example of something that happened to me, and this is why I know I almost got in trouble for feeding ducks at the park. That's how much trouble you can get in for going outside. By the way, don't feed ducks bread. They're not supposed to eat bread. I know a lot of people are going out and feeding ducks. Give them peas or corn, or I bought a big industrial bag of Purina duck food from the farm store, and I take that out and I sprinkle it for them. So I was just out there one day by myself. I needed to clear my head, and I like feeding I just want to sit down in the park and feed my birds. Just let me feed the ducks. I'm sitting there doing that, and then I start magnet fishing. I had a magnet on a rope, and I would just throw the magnet out into the pond, try to drag it, and if there's anything, metal on the bottom, it would pick it up. It's just like a fun way to pass the time. A police officer shows up, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I go, "Hi, I'm magnet fishing." He goes, "Oh, is that all you're doing?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, we got reports that somebody was throwing things at the ducks." I go, "Food! I was throwing food at the ducks, and then I was throwing a magnet into the pond. I got the cops called on me for throwing food at the ducks. So no, I'm not going outside, you old people. It must be nice to have been able to just walk outside and everything was gonna be fine. But guess what? It ain't like that anymore, okay? I'm not dealing with that." And that is the Morning Mews. All right, real quick before we continue, we gotta talk about these butterflies. So there are now 6 of them. I've got 2 more cocoons. I don't know if they're gonna hatch in time. We'll see. If they hatch today, we'll definitely let them out. But you can see they're just fluttering in there all over the place. We've got 6 of them now, and it is time to release them out into the wild. They need to go out and repopulate and have lots of little butterfly babies and stuff. So we're having a release party tomorrow at Liberty Park at 11:30. I'm gonna give you an exact location tomorrow on the Facebook event, because here's the thing. It's gonna be Liberty Park on a Saturday. It's gonna be packed. So I don't know where I'll be able to set up a table, but I will, in the Facebook live event, or in the Facebook event, I'll post a picture of where we are and kind of describe the coordinates so you can find us. But we're going to be out there. We're going to have, starting at 11:30, I'm going to have like free candy. I'm going to have a couple of things to sell, like little stickers and stuff like that. If you want to, don't feel obligated. It is totally free. But if you want to come in and buy some stuff and help support the show, I'm going to have a few things out on the table for sale. We're going to release the butterflies around noon. So if you want to come in early and say hi and meet them before they go out on their journey, please come on by and do so because they're just so cute. Oh, look at her. Look at her. She's just flapping. She's so handsome. So that is the plan. Tomorrow, Liberty Park, 11:30. The butterflies are going out at noon. All of the details will be on the Facebook event. The Facebook event you can find in the description of this video. Look for the link tree, linktr.ee/JacksonWitt. If you click on that, it will take you to the butterfly release party, as well as like everything else. Everything is on the link tree. The link tree is awesome. But I can't believe we're already saying goodbye to the babies tomorrow. Doesn't it feel like we just got them like a month ago? It's because we got them about a month ago. Anyway, I hope to see you at the party. It's going to be so much fun. I'm mostly just excited to see people again. I am fully vaxxed, baby, and I am ready to party. All right, so I will see you there. Let's check in on the chat, see what's going on. Oh, Kelby, I didn't know that Hilary Duff was on some other TV show. Younger Now. I'll have to look that up. I love Hilary Duff so much. Dude, I'll tell you what. I hate the paparazzi anyway, but when Hilary Duff, if you don't know the story, Hilary Duff was at a soccer game with her kids, and this guy just started taking pictures. I mean, probably a paparazzi. She's like, ooh, Hilary Duff's out with her kids. You know how they are. And she walked up to him. She goes, hi, can you not take pictures of children? And he goes, I'm just at the park practicing my... She's like, no, you're not. You're a paparazzi, and you're here taking pictures of my kids. Stop taking pictures of my underage kids. And he was just like, no, I'm out here practicing my photography. And she goes, you don't practice on children. So anyway, she gave him the dressing down of his life, and it was delicious. So I think he's actually suing her for defamation or something, but we'll see where that goes. I can't imagine it's going to go very far. Katie, I loved How I Met Your Mother. There was a rough season at the end, but I still loved it. Yeah, it was a good show. I did also very much enjoy it. Good morning, Sandeep. How are you? Good morning, Erica. Happy Friday to you as well. Zizor, yes, Liberty Park is the one with the aviary. So Tracy Aviary is there. It's got like the tennis courts. I mean, it's everything. It is the best park in Utah. I love Liberty Park. It's gorgeous. So I mostly just come out and have a good time also. It's gonna be really fun. Katie, if you want to buy something, I will have Venmo or cash. So don't worry too much about stopping at an ATM or anything. I'll take cash and Venmo at the butterfly party for the goodies. Let's see, did I say hi to everyone? Good morning, Nathan. Hi, Linda. I think I said hi to everyone in there. All right, cool. Let's move it on then to the Book of Unusual Knowledge. The Book of Unusual Knowledge is a bathroom reader I found at a thrift store, full of fun facts and interesting articles. This one is Strange Ways to Die. Now, these are kind of gross, some of them, so kind of deal with it. But the first one's not so gross. This one is so funny it hurts. 50-year-old English bricklayer Alex, on March 24th, was watching one of his very favorite TV shows called The Goodies. It was like an old British sitcom. And Mitchell was watching one of the sketches on it, and he laughed so hard he couldn't stop laughing for 25 minutes. And eventually, he laughed so hard his heart gave out and he died. He literally laughed to death. Mitchell's wife sent the show a letter thanking the producers and performers for making her husband's last moments so enjoyable. Isn't that so cute? Aww. That's sad. I feel bad for that guy, but I mean, at least he was having a good time on his way out, you know? Because I can't say the same for these next couple of people. Mark Twain once said, golf is a good walk spoiled. And although many a duffer have spent a frustrating couple of hours on the links, very few die as a result. In 1997, Irishman David Bailey was retrieving an errant shot from a ditch. He knocked his golf ball somewhere. These fancy words. I don't know who wrote this, but he knocked a golf ball somewhere. He had to go try to get it out. That is when a frightened rat jumped up his pants. Now, I know what you're thinking. Golf ball somewhere, guy got ate by a gator. No. A rat crawled up his pants, didn't bite him, didn't scratch him, just peed all over him. Just nervous rat pee all down his leg. Now, because there was no broken skin or anything, all of his friends were like, hey, dude, you should go to, like, the hospital. You need to go, like, shower or clean off or something. And he was just like, no, I'm fine. It didn't break the skin. I'll shower later. Well, his kidneys failed 2 weeks later and he died. The cause was leptospirosis, a bacterial infection spread by rodents, dogs, and livestock that is usually mild, but my goodness. That is usually mild, but can cause meningitis, pneumonia, liver disease, and kidney disease. Oh yeah, man. You don't even have to get attacked by a rat. Their pee alone will ruin your life. And, I mean, I hate rats. I love most critters, obviously. And I like even the scary ones. I love spiders. I love snakes. I love, like, sharks and stuff, bears, gators. I would be just the happiest person in the world if I never saw another rat a day in my life. I don't like them. I don't know what it is. I don't like how fast they run. Where are you going? Where do you gotta go? Why are you running so fast? What are you up to? I don't trust them. They're shifty. They're... and they can go anywhere. And they can kill you. They're killers. So, you know what? I touched an alligator a lot. I've touched a lot of alligators and crocodiles. But I ain't never died. Thank you. Rat pee. It kills you. Alright, this one is from South Korea. This is really sad, and I feel like I vaguely remember this happening, because they were all like, ooh, stop playing video games all the time, and I was like, ooh, stop telling me what to do, you're not my real mom, even though she was my real mom. South Korean Lee Sop in August of 2005. He was an industrial repair technician, but decided he wanted to quit his job to spend more time playing games. He sat himself up at a local internet cafe and played StarCraft for 50 hours. Not 15, 50 hours. Over 2 days and 2 hours. Over 2 days he spent there just sitting and playing games. All he would do is take brief breaks for a snack, the bathroom, or to take a quick nap. And then he was right back on it. Now, this 50-hour marathon took its toll, and eventually dehydration, exhaustion, and heart failure caused Lee to collapse, and he died at age 28. Yeah. It's not a good thing to just sit down all day and play video games. Now, can I sit down and play video games for 8 hours if I'm having a bad day and I don't want to join the rest of the real world? Absolutely, and I do it all the time. But, 50 hours is a lot, and still you should, attend to your human faculties. You should probably, go pee and go get a drink or something. I think that's a pretty good idea to go take care of all that. And that is the book of unusual knowledge. All right, let's see what we got here. Real quick before we get into the 3 minutes of fish, I got a couple of things that I would like to plug. Number one, check out our Patreon. It helps so much. Patreon, if you don't know, is a really awesome service where you can help support your favorite artists. This is an expensive show to run, and I am still unemployed. So I am getting by on a hope and a prayer and some Patreon money. 2 small donations that you can choose from. You can either pledge $3 a month or $5 a month, whatever you're more comfortable with. So if you have that to spare, that would be great. Patreon.com/NightCatShow. It comes out on or around the 1st of the month. So, by the way, if you're, zero in your account and that will send you into overdraft, just delete it. I don't want that to happen to you. So delete it, pause it, whatever you gotta do to get by. But I just don't want you to get hit with a fee that you can't afford. Trust me. It's happened to me a million times. I don't want it to happen to you. If you can, though, join the Patreon. It's really great. Now, here's the thing. Patreon members get our very special Curiosity Killed Nightcat episodes a week before anybody else gets them. These are the true crime and paranormal episodes of the Nightcat Radio podcast. So, this afternoon, because I was supposed to record last night and then I didn't. I was so tired. I'm sorry. But I'm going to record as soon as this episode is over. You're going to get a new episode of Curiosity Killed Nightcat. Obviously, the feed will also have a new episode. It'll be the one that dropped on Patreon last week, number 4. But number 5 will be dropping on Patreon today. So if you want those early access to those true crime podcasts, the place to do it is on Patreon. And don't forget, just go subscribe to the Nightcat Radio podcast. Nightcat Radio podcast has the audio from this show, the Nightcap with Nightcat show, the Curiosity Killed Nightcat podcast. It's got all of the audio from the Nightcat Media brand of shows, and it's really fun. It's a great podcast, and people are loving it, and they're leaving great reviews, and I really appreciate it. So go on there, subscribe to it, leave a review. That would be swell. Thank you. All right, let's see. We discussed Hilary Duff a lot. We did Show and Tell Friday. We did the Book of Unusual Knowledge. I told you about the Patreon. I told you about the Butterfly Party. Don't forget, link in the description of this video. The link tree will take you to the Facebook event for the butterflies. If you'd like to join us for the party tomorrow, it's going to be so fun. I can't wait to see you. All right. Well, then I'm going to turn it on over to the fish for 3 minutes of fish. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. I will see you Monday. Bye. Bye.